machine. We welcome you to connect it up, talk to some folks, but it is a SkyHub Link repeater, and we don't normally carry nets from other systems on the SkyHub Link repeaters without prior authorization and scheduling. So if you were listening to a KC-wide net on 448-350, feel free to email me at ke0vh@outlook.com, ke0vh@outlook.com, and we'll try to accommodate you in some sort of fashion. But normally we do not carry other systems nets on a SkyHub Link repeater without some coordinating and some other things. So just want to make that announcement. Back to Bernice of the Colorado Astronomy Net. Feel free to email me though, ke0vh@outlook.com. And I'll go ahead and turn it back over to you, Bernice, ke0vh.
All right, thanks for that, Jack. Appreciate it. I'll go ahead and get the net started. Calling the Colorado Astronomy Net. Calling the Colorado Astronomy Net. This is KI0AR. My name is Bernice, and I'll be your net control for this evening's Colorado Astronomy Net. Just a reminder, the 3-minute timeout function is still in effect, so during long transmissions, please allow the repeater systems to reset themselves. Also, please use the word break for emergency or priority traffic. If there is any emergency or priority traffic, please go ahead now. Okay, nothing heard. This is KI0AR net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Let's see. No, that's kind of funky. I gotta figure out what's going on with YouTube tonight. I have my chat sideways instead of up and down, so okay. All right, let me see if I can switch. There we go. I'm just rearranging my windows here. I take check-in. Let's see, this net meets every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, 0100 Zulu on Wednesdays to discuss topics of an astronomical nature, what's up in the night skies for the week, any other special events that may be of interest to the amateur radio astronomy enthusiasts around the world. Also, this is one of the few nets where your check-in does count. I tally up the numbers and send them off to JPL at the end of each month. It counts as part of their outreach to the general public, of which we are a part. So, all check-ins are definitely appreciated. I take check-ins several ways. If you happen to have NetLogger, I will see your call sign pop up and get you logged in that way. If you happen to be on YouTube, you can do the same. And if you have a call sign and listening in over on YouTube, you can put that in. If it does not necessarily match your YouTube ID, I do appreciate that. If you're a first-time check-in over there, if you could let me know your name and location to go along with your YouTube tag, that would be great. I'll take them via email. If anybody is just out there listening on email, you can send me an email to ki0ar@arrl.net. That will be the easiest, ki0ar@arrl.net. And let me know you're out there listening tonight. What other way I take them? I'll take them anyway. I can't get them. And I'll take them over the air, of course. And I'll do that in just a minute. But right now, I'm going to go ahead and acknowledge. Am I transmitting there? It seemed like I'm watching the gateway activity and not showing up anything. Just a sec. I'll go ahead and acknowledge those I already have. We got David, WE8M. Thanks for checking in tonight. John, W2JLS, thanks for checking in tonight. Jack, KE0VH, thanks for checking in tonight. Paul, WA7GVL, thanks for checking in tonight. Michael, Mike, KO5AOK, thanks for checking in tonight. And John, KJ7AGQ, thanks for checking in tonight, both of you from on YouTube, so appreciate that. Appreciate you guys listening in. I'll go ahead and begin taking check-ins over the air. Anyone wishing to check into tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice.
Alpha Foxtrot 0 Sierra Foxtrot. Alpha Foxtrot 0 Sierra Foxtrot. Sierra, Quebec. Friday, Michigan. This is Kilo Delta 8 Echo Papa Charlie. Kilo and Delta 8 Echo Papa Charlie. KEDBC. Dustin, Medina, Ohio. I'm in and out. Wait, what? X-ray Echo, Kilo, Foxtrot 0, Whiskey, X-ray Echo. Echo Alpha. You did good, brothers.
Okay, let's pause there. Had a couple of doubles, and we'll need some fills on a couple of calls. D. Michael, AF0AS, AF0SF, thanks for checking in tonight. Call sign ending in Sierra, Quebec. You got stomped on. So if you could give me your call sign, I'll get you on the list. I think that was Fred. Fred, if you could come back with your call, I'd appreciate it. Go ahead.
Yeah, you got it, Bernard. It's Fred. Kilo, Foxtrot 8, Foxtrot, Sierra, Quebec. That's KF8FSQ.
All right, Fred, thanks for checking in tonight. KF8FSQ, thanks for checking in. Dustin, we got you in and out. KD8EPC, thanks for checking in. Graham, MM1DEA, great to hear you from Scotland there. Appreciate it. Graham, we're gonna talk to you real quick after I get some more check-ins. I think there was a station ending in was it Whiskey X-ray Echo or something similar? Graham beat you out on that one. If you could give me your call again, I'd appreciate it. Go ahead, sir.
X-ray Echo. Foxtrot 0, Whiskey X-ray Echo.
All right, Daniel, we got you on the list. KF0WXE, thanks for checking in tonight. And Roy, KI7PKL, thanks for checking in tonight. And Ed, W6RDZ, thanks for checking in tonight. And I appreciate you guys checking in via NetLogger there, so I got you on the list. All right, I'll look for check-ins a little bit later on. Okay, well, wait a second. We got one more over on YouTube. Just a sec, I saw that one. KO4HUC, James in Virginia. Let me see if that might be a new call. It is. So James over on YouTube, or Jim, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. Got you checked in. Name here is Bernus, that's Bravo, Uniform, Romeo, November, Echo, Sierra, Sierra. We are on the SkyHub Link system tonight. check out skyhublink.com if you want to check in via Echolink or Allstar or any number of different ways as well. Check out that website for sure. Okay, Ed, I see your note there and appreciate it. You'll have to send that to me so I can get that posted. And we got Moy, N5ZIQ. Thanks for checking in tonight. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get the ball rolling here. We had some other nets that were on earlier that I didn't want to kick off. Announcements. Let's see. I publish a monthly astronomy newsletter via email and the World Wide Web. If you wish to subscribe to the email version of my newsletter, please send me an email to ki0ar@ki0ar.com and request to be put on the list. Or you may visit the website at www.ki0ar.com/astro.html. And at the top of the web page is also a spot where you may submit your email address and get subscribed to the email newsletter as well. If you don't want to remember all that, just Google my call sign, KI0AR. You'll find a whole bunch of links, including links to the newsletter and the webpage. I also volunteer with a youth group called the International Association for Astronomical Studies, a youth group that meets out in Strasburg, Colorado on Friday evenings from 6 until 8 p.m. Always looking for new members, freshmen through senior high school age students. Just a sec.
Friday evening from 6 until 8 p.m. Always looking for new members. Freshman through senior high school age students.
Oh, that was interesting. That was interesting. I flipped it over. I saw I watched the gateway activity, and it looked like I held the repeater for another minute, and I flipped it over to analog, and I could hear myself repeating there. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on. Let's see. Where was I? Oh, yes, the IAAS meeting out at Strasbourg. Yeah, we also have a club call sign, K0AAS, which may be operating this weekend for field day. So if you happen to hear them, definitely say hi. I'd like to get them on the air, but I'm not sure how much we're going to do that. But they may be on digital. So if you happen to hear FT8 going with the K0AAS, definitely hit us up for that. Definitely going to try to work some of that. Also, the IAAS has a Facebook presence under the same name, the International Association for Astronomical Studies. Also, a reminder that the Colorado Astronomy Net also has a Facebook page. So if you have Facebook, be sure to hop on there and like us both. Also, Jack, KE0VH, hosts Flight Sim demos Mondays and Wednesdays on YouTube. Captain Jack Flight Sim, CAPNJACKFLTSIM, is his YouTube channel. He does flights from 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time until whenever he decides to land. Always a good time to listen in. We'll have to check with Jack to see if he's having one tomorrow, but we'll do that a little bit later. Or yeah, Jack, you can chime in. I think you said you may be busy tomorrow. KE0VH, will you be running a sim tomorrow? Go ahead.
Yeah, hey Bruce. It's indefinite at this time. I have a big work day in Colorado Springs up on Cheyenne Mountain tomorrow, so not 100% for sure. But thanks. I'll be putting the thumbnail up as soon tomorrow as I get it all figured out. But I'm going to be gone most of the day, so it looks unlikely. But I'll be back for sure next Monday night. Then. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you mentioning it, and we have.
All right, Jack. Appreciate that. Yeah, but listen in. He's got a whole bunch of other recorded sessions that you can check out on his YouTube channel for sure. Yeah, Jack, I'm headed up to Breckenridge with Paul to get that satellite dish tomorrow, so that should be fun. All right, Echolink is breaking up badly, so I see that post over there, Graham. Appreciate that. So, don't know exactly what's going on. I heard a little bit of breaking up over on the Wires X side this evening as well. It's kind of dropouts. So, don't know exactly what's going on, but it's always a challenge. Always fun. All right, this is KI0AR net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Let's see, who else we got? I'll just look for some more. Caleb, KF0UBP, thanks for checking in tonight. We got you on the list. I did want to say something to Jim, the new check-in over on YouTube. I always like to touch base with my first-time check-ins, find out what your interest, background in astronomy is, whether you're just starting out, wondering what those specks of light are up in the skies, or you've been doing it for decades like I have, and don't know everything, but I know a whole bunch. That's why I like running the net. So there you go. We've got all radio astronomy. We got some observational astronomers. We got astrophotographers on here as well. So definitely like to, if you post over there on YouTube what your interest background is, I'll let everybody know on the net. Very sure. So I do appreciate it. Don't have any other new check-ins. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and get into the local astronomical news in just a sec. This is KI0AR net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'm gonna switch over to analog. I'm getting weird things over here.
Ray,
Okay, this is KI0AR net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net now on the analog side. The Wires X seem to be dropping out on me a little bit. Where was I? We're going to kind of wrap up June for right now. Let's see, where were we? Start off as usual with the phases of the moon. We had a last quarter moon on the 8th, had a new moon on the 14th. First quarter moon occurred on the 21st. So we got a full moon coming up on the 29th. So look for that waxing gibbous moon in the evening sky. The moon was at apogee, its farthest point away from the Earth this month, back on the 1st. It was 252,504 miles from Earth. The moon was at perigee, its closest approach to the Earth this month, back on the 14th. It was 221,952 miles from Earth. The moon will be at apogee again on the 28th, not quite as far away as the first, but it will be at 252,441 miles from Earth. Planetary highlights for June. Mercury reaches greatest elongation in the evening sky this month. Venus and Jupiter have a spectacular conjunction, and later in the month, the moon occults Venus. Actually, all three of those events have already occurred. Meanwhile, Jupiter drops deeper into twilight as it sinks toward next month's conjunction with the Sun. The morning sky hosts ever more prominent Saturn, while Mars and Uranus meet Taurus. Excerpt is from Astronomy Magazine, June 2026, page 26, and that's without the ad-libs. Mercury was at greatest eastern elongation, or about 25 degrees east of the Sun, back on the 15th. That was as high as it was going to get in the western sky on that date. It is now a lot closer to the horizon. Mercury will be stationary on the 28th, meaning that it neither appears to move forward nor backward relative to the background skies. Mercury is setting about, what time is it? About 9:25 p.m. this week. Mercury is in the western sky about 30 minutes after sunset. Mercury moves from the constellation of Gemini into, Mercury is in the constellation of Gemini, shining at magnitude 0.5 on the 15th. Quick tutorial on magnitudes. The magnitude scale is an inverse logarithmic scale, so meaning that as the magnitudes increase, the apparent brightness of the object decreases by a factor of about 2.5. The dimmest object that the human eye can see under optimal conditions is about 6th magnitude. So any magnitudes greater than 6, you will definitely need binoculars or a telescope to spot. Any magnitudes less than 6, you should be able to spot with the naked eye. But point those telescopes and binoculars towards those bright objects and catch all the detail for sure. Venus is setting about 11 p.m. this week. Look for Venus to the west about 30 minutes after sunset. Venus moves from the constellation of Gemini into Leo, shining at magnitude -4.0. Watch the dance of Jupiter and Venus. Jupiter will be rapidly approaching the western horizon. They were in conjunction back on the 9th. They were very close together, within a couple of degrees of each other. But Venus is basically staying in its position for the most of the month. Only differing by about 7 minutes all month from its latest to earliest rise. So, but Jupiter is rapidly descending towards the western horizon. So take a look at that before it disappears in the evening sky. We are fully into summer now. The summer solstice occurred at 4:25 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time on the 21st. And then we got Mars. Mars is rising, about let's see, about 3:15 a.m. this week. Look for Mars to the east in the morning about 30 minutes before sunrise. Mars moves from the constellation of Aries into Taurus, shining at magnitude 1.3. And now we got Jupiter. Jupiter is setting about 10 p.m. this week. By the time the sun sets, Jupiter is in the southwestern sky, rapidly approaching the horizon. Jupiter moves from the constellation of Gemini into Cancer, shining at magnitude minus 1.8. So take a look and compare Jupiter with Venus. Jupiter is a full 2 magnitudes dimmer than Venus, which is over 6 times dimmer, but very prominent in the evening sky, both of those objects. We got Saturn. Saturn is rising, about 1:15 a.m. this week. Look for Saturn towards the southeast in the morning sky before sunrise. Saturn is in the constellation of Pisces, shining at magnitude 0.8. And then we got Uranus rising in the early morning hours as well, probably around about 3:30 a.m. Look for Uranus to the east in the morning before sunrise. Uranus is in the constellation of Taurus, shining at magnitude 5.8. And then we're transitioning to those binocular and telescope objects with Neptune. Neptune is rising about 12:45 a.m. this week. Look for Neptune towards the southeast in the morning sky before sunrise. Neptune is in the constellation of Pisces, shining at magnitude 7.8. For our dwarf planets, we have Ceres rising about 4:15 a.m. Ceres can be spotted low to the east in the morning sky before sunrise. Ceres is in the constellation of Taurus, shining at magnitude 8.9. So both Uranus and Ceres, located in the constellation of Taurus, one should be a little easier to spot, but will be a challenge nonetheless, especially with the waxing moon. So get out there in the early morning hours after the moon sets. We got Pluto now rising in the late evening around 10:30 p.m. this week. Pluto can be spotted to the south before sunrise. Pluto's in the constellation of Capricornus, shining at magnitude 15.1. You'll definitely want to wait 4 or 5 hours after, maybe 6 hours after Pluto rises, so that it is as high as it's going to get in the sky to spot with very, very dark skies. As always, good luck at spotting Neptune, Ceres, and Pluto, a large telescope, and dark skies will be needed. This is KI0AR, net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net, continuing. Meteor showers. We are still in the midst of several meteor showers, 2 daylight meteor showers anyway. They peaked earlier in the month, but they're still active. We got one evening meteor shower or nighttime meteor shower has ended, and another one is about to start. So we got the Arietids meteor showers. This is the strongest daylight meteor shower of the year. The duration extends from May 22nd through July 2nd, with a maximum of activity occurring back on June 8th. The hourly rate was near 60 at maximum. Some of those are still lingering through the daytime skies. We got the June Lyrids. This shower was active from June 10th through 21st. There may still be some of those lingering, but not likely. That peaked back on June 15th. We do have the Zeta Perseids. This daylight shower occurs during May 20th through July 5th. Maximum occurred back on June 13th. Radar surveys have revealed the activity of this shower to be near 40 per hour. So some of those are still streaking through the daytime skies. Then we got the June bootage. This shower is currently active during June 27th to July 5th and possesses a maximum of activity that falls on the 28th. This shower is notable in that its meteors are primarily faint with an average magnitude near 5. However, bright meteors do occur regularly. If you're lucky, you might see some of those during field day night, early Sunday morning. However, the the near full moon is going to detract heavily from seeing all but the brightest of those meteors since the full moon is on the 29th. So it's going to be very difficult for that particular meteor shower. But get out there and enjoy the night skies while you're operating DX. We got a comet. Comet 10P Temple, or Temple 2, is shining around 8th and brightening to about 7th magnitude as it passes through the constellations of Aquila and Aquarius this month. So right now it's getting into Aquarius and passing a few deep sky objects. But you'll still need some dark skies for that one. And that is it for the local astronomical news. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Okay, I'm just looking over. Okay, Patrick, we got you on the list. And thanks for the post over on YouTube that is an upgraded call. So thanks for that. K9NOC used to be KR4MLJ. Yeah, we got you on the list, Patrick. So thanks for letting me know there. Appreciate that. And we got Rick, VA3RKL. Thanks for checking in tonight. And let's see, I did post back there. Caleb in Lafayette up there. The new call on over on YouTube. I've been doing astronomy for a number of years, visual and astrophotography. Always ready to learn more and always enjoy talking about astronomy. So there we go. Caleb, again, welcome to the net. We'll call on you a little bit later. All right. Let me make a note of, Patrick, let me make a note of your old call there. All right, I'll go ahead and pause here to see if there are any more check-ins before I get into the local before I get into the bulletins for this evening. Anyone else wishing to check into tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice.
This is Kilo Delta 8 Sierra Lima Golf KP8SLT Nick and LIO checking in and out tonight. I'll give you an all audio RF, an audio RF check-in. All-Star ARC KC8 FQV. Kilo Foxtrot 0 Sierra Mike Delta. Kilo
Okay, Mark, we got you on the list. KC8FQV, thanks for checking in tonight. Nick, KD8SLG, thanks for checking in tonight. And Roger, KF0SMD, thanks for checking in tonight. All right, I think I got everybody. But definitely appreciate everybody checking in tonight for sure, one way or another. All right, where's my news for the night? All right, I'm going to start off as usual with ISS passes. Let me put that up over there. There we go. And see if I can move that. Move that to the front. There we go. This is from heavens-above.com. I like this website because it gives me all of the passes that are coming up for the next 10 days, visual passes, and all the passes. If I click on the little all button, I get a whole string of passes over the area. But what I like about this particular website is I can find a particular pass, like, this was earlier this morning. All the passes that I'm displaying over on YouTube right now are all morning passes for the Denver area. What I do recommend you doing is put in your home coordinates. I should say log in, sign up, log in, and put in your home coordinates for much more accurate timings and paths of the ISS, plus a whole lot more. What I like about this particular site, I'll click on this morning because that shows a nice pass. What I get is a nice star chart of this particular pass that was earlier this morning. It actually started near the zenith and then headed rapidly towards the horizon for this particular pass at 3:20 a.m. this morning. But I can go ahead and print this particular star chart out, take it outside. I can take that star chart outside, make notes on it. I don't have to worry if I drop it on the ground or the concrete like I would with a cell phone or an iPad or something else like that. It gives me a nice large plot of the ISS trying to figure out what's on. I've done it on my cell phone before, and I'm sure you guys probably have too, to see where that trail is. But this tells you where it's coming from and where it's going, just as long as you know your directions and hopefully know how to use a star chart. But if you hold it over your head and orient yourself, then you can, where the top of the top of the particular star chart is north and the bottom is south. So if you orient it that way, or in this case sideways, and then you'll watch the ISS pass over. And then you can take this, ball it up, shred it, recycle it, whatever you want. And but you can do with it whatever you want and not have to worry about breaking it, for sure. And again, that website, www.heavens-above.com. It's got a whole bunch more interesting stuff on there too. And I'm posting that over on YouTube. Starlink passes, ham radio, amateur radio satellites, more astronomy stuff. So take advantage of this interesting little website, www.heavens-above.com. That's it for that bulletin. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Okay, JPL has gotten back to printing their bulletins on the net after their little hiatus. It was a while. It was a while, and I had to scrounge for some interesting topics to pass along to you guys. This is more about rovers. This is dated June 18th. NASA testing advanced capabilities for Moon, Mars rovers. A prototype rover built with a new design for tackling rugged terrain is helping teams refine capabilities that could one day be used on future lunar and red planet missions. And hopefully we'll get to talk about some of those future missions coming up. I plan on sticking around for a while for sure. On a bleak stretch of the Colorado desert in Southern California, a compact four-wheeled rover recently trundled about 16 miles or 26 kilometers with minimal intervention from the team of engineers trailing it, called Ernest Exploration Rover for Navigating Extreme Sloped Terrain. This prototype is being used by NASA to advance both robotic autonomy and the ability to traverse challenging landscapes. Developed at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Southern California, Ernest is 4 feet long, or 1.2 meters. Not only can it lift each of its mesh wheels to get past obstacles that would stymie Curiosity and Perseverance, NASA's 6-wheeled Mars rovers, but the prototype also has enhanced independent decision-making capabilities. These mobility and autonomy advances could be infused into future missions that will venture to previously inaccessible areas of the red planet or the moon. In the field, Ernest served as a testbed for a potential future lunar mission requiring higher speeds and much greater mileage than can be accomplished by current rovers. This technology could be used to inform future designs for exploration efforts on the moon and beyond. This testing is helping us refine the mobility hardware and autonomy software to navigate extreme distances across a wide range of terrain and lighting conditions anticipated on the moon, said Issa Nesnes, a principal technologist at JPL who led the recent testing as head of autonomy for a NASA mission concept for a potential future long-range lunar rover. Nesnes' team is using Ernest to demonstrate it is possible to build a rover that's twice as big as the prototype and capable of a long-distance moon mission. During a recent campaign, Ernest traveled at speeds up to 0.6 miles per hour, over 37 hours of driving across 7 days of intermittent testing. That's an order of magnitude above the top speed Perseverance and Curiosity can navigate. You could do a science road trip across the moon or Mars with this vehicle, said James Keane, a JPL planetary scientist working on lunar missions. The initial goal of the team that developed Ernest was mechanical, to design a relatively simple, low-cost rover that advances the trusted rocket bogie suspension system. Rocker bogie suspension system featured on every Mars rover since NASA's Sojourner. This passive system keeps relatively constant weight on all 6 wheels, thanks to pivot points and struts that enable each one to adapt to the changing surface. On Ernest, the active suspension lets the rover manage weight distribution among its wheels. 2 powered rovers in front articulate a gimbal that allows the rover to drive using different gaits like squirming, wheel walking, and obstacle climbing. With a clutch mechanism, it can switch between active and passive suspension, which is less terrain capable but more energy efficient. With 4 steerable wheels, it can drive in any direction, including sideways. We started in postulating that we could do better in designing a planetary surface robotic mobility system, said Harry Nayar, a JPL principal technologist leading the Ernest team. While the rocker and bogie system has been very successful over the past 30 years, there's been a lot of research in that time on mobility and understanding terrain interaction. Before arriving at today's version of Ernest, the team built 2 earlier prototypes, each about 2 feet long, to test 11 active suspension configurations. In a trailer filled with lunar regolith simulant, they ran experiments at different slope angles over several months before landing on a final design. Then the team scaled up, including adding a rectangular head mounted on a 4.5-foot tall mast. The hardware was completed in September 2024, but the rover still needed a human operator to joystick it, sending commands to instruct the rover on how to move over obstacles. In order to train the rover to think on its own, the Ernest team turned to reinforcement learning, a type of artificial intelligence where the robot learns by interacting with its environment. The Dynamics and Real-Time Simulation Laboratory at JPL developed a high-fidelity virtual testing environment that replicates the rover's behavior. The team fed the simulator data collected by engineers who documented the response of the actual rover hardware to a variety of terrain types. On a high-performance computing cluster, the team ran many simulations at once, sometimes completing thousands of hours of tests over a single weekend. After months of virtual testing, the Ernest team was ready to see if the rover could use its new autonomous algorithms to figure out how to drive over terrain features that would halt a passive suspension rover. They set up an obstacle course with sand ripples, rubble piles, steps, and steep slopes in JPL's Mars yard, an outdoor terrain proving ground that they watched as the rover maneuvered the terrain on its own. Since then, Ernest has completed many such courses. Nayar's team is starting a new autonomy project which involves integrating the rover's ability to determine when and how to use its active suspension with longer range intelligent navigation. The goal is to enable Ernest to plan an efficient path so that it can tackle surmountable objects and circumnavigate hazardous ones. These capabilities could contribute to potential future rover missions, encountering formidable landscapes on Mars or more rugged areas of the moon. Work on Ernest began in 2022, was initially supported by JPL internal research and development funds. It is currently funded by NASA's Mars Exploration Program and the agency's Exploration Science Strategy and Integration Office in its Science Mission Directorate at NASA headquarters in Washington. Caltech in Pasadena, California manages JPL for NASA. And that's it for the bulletins for this evening. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'm going to call on Ed, W6RDZ, for tonight's rocket report. W6RDZ, good evening to you, Ed. Are you ready to give the rocket report for this evening? Go ahead.
Good evening, Bernard. This is W6RDZ, and
950 words, but I think it's complete. Give me a signal check and let me know how we're being heard.
Ed, your solid copy this evening. Please go ahead with the rocket report. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net.
Very good, Burness. Good evening, and good evening to the net. This is W6RDZ, your rocket man, with tonight's rocket report. Last week, we saw 9 orbital launches. On Tuesday, June 16th, after the net, 2158, China Aerospace and Science Corporation, CASIC, they launched that net Leo Group 22 on a Long March 12 rocket from the commercial pad LC-2 at the Wenchang Space Launch Site. A batch of 9 communication satellites joined the constellation in low Earth orbit. Second launch later that same night at 2158 Mountain Daylight Time, China's X-Space. They launched the SETI Space 1 mission on Kahaizu 11 rocket from Site 95A at the Jiquan Satellite Launch Center, China. 8 commercial small satellites deployed to low Earth orbit. The satellites are global navigation satellites and part of a planned 160 satellite constellation. Wednesday, June 17th at 0039 Mountain Daylight Time, SpaceX successfully launched the Bluebird 8 to 10 mission on a Falcon 9 from Slick 40 Cape Canaveral. This launch consisted of 3 high-speed cellular broadband satellites for AST Space Mobile, successfully placed into low Earth orbit. Later Wednesday at, and we will reset our repeater there before we get to the rest of Launch 4. W6RDZ back with the rocket report for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Later Wednesday there, Arianespace successfully launched the LE-03 mission. That's the Amazon Leo, aka Kepler project, on their Ariane 64 rocket from pad ELA-4 in French Guiana. This was the first Ariane 6 launched with the upgraded P-160C solid rocket boosters. The upgrade allowed the launch of 4 more satellites for a total of 36 Amazon Leo satellites heading to low Earth orbit. It was the 145th orbital flight of 2026 and the 7th successful launch of the Ariane 6. 5th launch Friday, June 19th at 0250 Mountain Daylight Time. SpaceX cleanly launched the NROL-179 mission on a Falcon 9 from Slick 4E at Vandenberg. The mission to low Earth orbit is part of the National Reconnaissance Office's Proliferated Architecture Program to provide imaging and other reconnaissance capabilities. 6th flight, later Friday morning at 0419, Rocket Lab successfully launched the Victus Haze mission, aka Puma, for the SSC Space Safari. The mission is a threat response on-orbit space domain demonstration. Outful, we should reset our repeaters. W6RDZ back with the rocket report. All right, so this Rocket Lab Electron mission is to see if they can launch quickly with little notice. The Rocket Lab launched the mission 16 hours and 27 minutes after notice to launch. Rocket Lab completed spacecraft commissioning shortly thereafter, and I'll be back in a minute. We're going to take a quick break.
Sorry, come again?
All right, this is W6RDZ back with the rocket report. I'm sorry, my computer blanked on me, but I've got it back now. I'm now trying to find where we were. Yeah, 16 hours and 17 minutes after notice to launch. Rocket Lab completed spacecraft commissioning and deorbited in 37 hours and 36 minutes. Number 7, Sunday, June 21st at 10:39 Mountain Daylight Time. SpaceX launched the Starlink Group 17-28 group on a Falcon 9 from Vandenberg. Today, Sunday, June 23rd, Tuesday, June 23rd, SpaceX successfully launched the Starfall demo mission on a Falcon 9 launching from Slick 40, Cape Canaveral. This is the first launch of SpaceX's new Starfall re-entry vehicles designed to autonomously transport valuable payloads safely back from space to Earth, including in-orbit manufacturing. The Starfall capsule is cylindrical, 3 meters in diameter, 0.5 meters tall, it's about 2.5 feet, and it's shaped like a hockey puck, and it can carry 1,000 kilograms about our Northrop Grumman Swift Boost mission here. This is a real Hail Mary. On a shoestring budget and in a possibly short project timeline, Catalyst Space Technologies built a robotic servicing spacecraft that will rendezvous with NASA's doomed Neil Swift Observatory, dock, and boost it to higher orbit, extending the Swift mission science lifeline. The Swift Observatory is falling out of orbit, but NASA has a plan. For over 20 years, the Swift Space Observatory has been hunting for X-ray and gamma-ray bursts, but it is long out of fuel and is doomed to a fiery death by the end of this year as its orbit decays. This endeavor is something never attempted in space. The Swift Boost mission calls for an untested spacecraft to rendezvous with, grab a hold of the Swift telescope without damaging it, for which the Swift was never designed to dock or be reboosted, and then light engines and boost the telescope back to a higher spacer orbit before the observatory falls back to Earth. And all this for just $30 million. Swift Observatory launched in 2004 on a $250 million mission to search the sky for gamma ray bursts and other high-energy astrophysics phenomena. Set our repeaters there one last time. W6RDZ back with the rocket report for the Colorado Astronomy Net. So that was a $250 million mission back in 2004. That's equivalent of $450 million in today's dollars, or pretty much $500 million. This is really a bargain for $30 million if it works. All right, that's the big story. Third launch coming up Sunday. SpaceX plans to launch Starlink Group 1740 from Vandenberg. Later Sunday, SpaceX is scheduled to launch the XM11 mission from Slick 40 Cape Canaveral. This is the 12th high-power digital radio for Sirius XM headed to geostationary orbit. Also on Sunday, North Korea plans once again to try to launch the demo flight of their new solid fuel SLV. And the last launch we have, it looks like in June, Rocket Lab hopes to launch the 10 Owl of 10 mission on Electron Curie rocket from the Mahia Peninsula, New Zealand. No date or time yet. The mission is to launch the 10th Strix 8 satellite, a synthetic aperture Earth observation satellite, to low Earth orbit for Japan's perspective. It'll be the 90th Electron mission and the 11th mission of 2026, rather than the 11th Electron. Reset one last time. This is W6RDZ. That's it for tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net's rocket report. This is W6RDZ, Rocket Man Ed, wishing you a good night and nominal flight. Now, back to Starman Furnace, KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net.
Okay, thanks for that, Ed. Appreciate you doing the rocket report for this evening. Let's see, I did get that rocket report fixed up and posted, and I posted the links both in NetLogger and over on YouTube as well. So that was all taken care of pretty quick tonight. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. We had a couple more check-ins. We had Robert AA5AH check in, and we got Doug K0ATP checked in tonight. I'll go ahead and pause here to see if there are anyone else wishes to check into tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net. Anyone else wishing to check into tonight's net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice. Okay, now's the time for everyone else to contribute to the net. We had a few people leave for one reason or another, as posted either in NetLogger or over on YouTube. No problems with that. I've marked you as in and out. So, but I'll still come down and announce those call signs as I go down and just kind of keep my place. Let's see. Now's the time for everyone else to contribute to the net. Any questions, comments, observational reports, anything you'd like to pass along to the net, now's the time to do it. First on the list tonight is David in Ohio, WE8M. Good evening to you, David. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Good evening, Bernard, everyone else on the net. I don't really have a whole lot to add tonight, mainly on listening only mode, but I did hear you on Kansas City Wide prior to the net on the fishing net that I check into every week, kind of a surprise. But anyway, I guess you guys figured out your issues and all that, so anyway, that's all I really got. So, back to that. WE8M. Hey, Bruce, comment, KE0VH.
All right, Jack. Yeah. Yeah, David, you did hear me. That was connected. Go ahead with your comment, Jack.
Yeah, just like to remind everybody that we do not really allow our repeaters to, the SkyUplink repeaters to necessarily carry other nets connected to other systems. That is something that we have to coordinate, and we have to do a couple of other things to get it arranged and to get it to work. I'm not sure we have somebody connecting the system into, or the 448-350 repeater in particular connected into Kansas City Wide. And while we do encourage folks to do that and to make QSOs and to, to be able to communicate that way, we ask that you do not put the repeaters over on other systems for the purpose of just monitoring them. That kind of messes up some of the things that we have going on with SkyUplink, and just like with tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, that repeater was over on Kansas City Wide, not over where it was supposed to be. So once again, we do encourage you to use the Wires X repeaters and to change them over to other systems or other connections. We ask that you do not do it just for your monitoring purposes. So if you get on, you make contact, you have one fun with it, and then return it to SkyUplink. And we've been having some intermittent internet connections problems with that repeater at the Moffett Water Treatment Plant in Denver is where it's located. So once again, guys, we ask that if you'd like to have another net error on SkyUplink, email me, ke0vh@outlook.com, and we'll try to go through the proper channels for that. Okay, Burtis, back to you. This is ke0vh.
All right. Thanks for that, Jack. Yeah, I heard that net on there, and I figured, well, I'll check in and let them know that my net's starting at 7. They had another net that was on the Kansas City wide. Yeah, we've done that before, haven't we, Jack? Connected that up and run through there, but they had 2 nets on back to back tonight, and that was over, on the Wires X side, so I couldn't really do that without messing them up too much. So I kind of just put a plug, and who knows? Like they said, they're fishing. I'm always fishing for check-ins over here too. So there you go. A little bit different kind of fishing, but what the heck? Yeah, David, that's why you heard me over there. We ate them. I like it. I heard you give your call like that. Yeah, that's why you heard me over there, because they were connected to the Wires X repeater here in Denver. So I figured I'd just jump in and say, hey, while I was getting set up for my net tonight. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is John in Ohio, W2JLS. Good evening to you, John. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
KI0AR Brennan. Thanks for having me in the air with you tonight. And a big hello over to Rocket Man Ed, W6RGZ. Enjoyed the rocket report. Lots of cool launches going on. I'm paying particular attention to the AST missions for personal reasons, and I've got stuff on board. Let's see. A happy summer. We made we passed the summer solstice. Pretty exciting. Hope you enjoyed a nice long sunny day. I did enjoy the drive home and noted the waxing gibbous moon peeking down here in the clear sky in Ohio. And if you'll humor me again, I'll share a bit of research I did on this. It's actually a story from tomorrow in history, about 51 years ago. I'll call this one They Left Ears on the Moon. So tonight in astronomy and space history, let's go back to 1975. Tomorrow, one of the lesser-known, stranger after stories of Apollo is what I want to relate here. When we think of Apollo, we usually remember the iconic images of the Saturn V or the lunar module with the first blueprints, the American flag kind of stiff hanging there, the moon rock, the photographs of the Earth, in the black sky. But yeah, going back 51 years ago tomorrow, there's kind of a lesser-known tale. The astronauts didn't just visit the moon, they left behind some cool instruments for continued research. Stuff like seismometers, magnetometers, solar wind collectors, heat flow probes, particle detectors, and laser reflectors and the like. So left behind a lot of cool stuff. In a very real sense, it turned the moon into a lunar scientific output. For tonight, I'll focus on the seismometer listening devices to relate this story from tomorrow, 51 years ago. They placed directly on the surface of these seismometers. Their job was to detect moonquakes, impacts, vibrations, and anything else that could tell us what the moon was really like beneath the dust and the rocks. Okay, so years after the astronauts left and came home, the moon was still listening, right? So on June 24th in 1975, the Apollo Lunar Seismic Network detected a moon tremor caused by meteorites striking the moon. Those meteorites were associated with the Taurid meteor stream. That's the same broad family of debris that gives us the Taurid fireballs later in the year. There's a kind of a neat radio connection here. You can't really see the June Taurids because they're coming from the radiant that's too close to the sun. So not great for naked eye observing, but it's good for radio geeks. I'm sure we've got some listening. The radiant being so close to the sun, you could listen to it with radio. Well, you can't see it, right? So for Hans, you have to do some research here. I don't But for hams, mostly the lower VHF territory, 6 meters is popular, around 50.26, using MSK 144. Again, do some research there. You can actually listen to meteor showers with your radio. Also, passive SDR listening turns up in my research. But I will say, if you're in the broadcast bands, you can just go off frequency if you're not in the middle of some transmissions from someplace. You can just hear in the static sometimes stuff popping through. I tried that as a kid when guided by a talk show host, and then you were able to hear some stuff. So anyway, on the moon, there's no atmosphere to hide such an event like these torrents streaming in. There's no atmosphere like we have here to burn things up. So when the torrents hit, there were no astronauts there, no television cameras rolling, no dramatic countdown, just the instruments sitting silently on another world waiting patiently to detect something. And then tomorrow, in 1975, they did. The moon was hit. And here on Earth, small stuff would have burned up, but on the moon we heard them. We detected them with those seismometers. So, that's kind of a neat little piece of history we don't often hear about. So with that, to say, we left those years on the moon. They're no longer functioning. I think they stopped sometime in the late 70s. So I thought I'd share that here tonight with all of you. So with that, good evening on your ears. For the Colorado Astronomy Net, this is W2JLS, sending it back to KI0AR in mission control.
All right, John. Thanks for sharing that. I think you like to do that, so I may add that as a segment following the rocket report, the astronomy history for whatever So many years ago in astronomy. Segment of the net. So if you guys like that, we will keep that in. So I do appreciate you sharing that with us, John. I kind of like it, having been a history major myself. So if you'd like, we'll make that a permanent addition to the net today in astronomy, or something this week in astronomy. Something like that. We'll go with that after the rocket report. How about that, John? What do you think?
KI0AR WJLS. Yeah, Bernard, that's fine. I'm happy to do it. It's I learn something every week. Kind of going into my research, it's all about finding stuff that happens kind of on the evening that we're broadcasting, or I should say broadcasting in ham. It's transmitted. So yeah, count me in. Any chance, any week I can be here, I'll roll in with something prepared. Thanks for having me, and I do appreciate it.
All right, that'd be great, John. Yeah, just your little blurbs is great for sure. We'll just kind of add that in right after the rocket report there. But definitely appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in today. And the rest, the question to the rest of you guys, if you like John's little astronomy history notes, you can chime in as well and let us know whether we should continue that or not. I would like to, but and we seem to have a good liking for the Rucker Report as well. So definitely we'll keep that in for sure. But I think we'll add the astronomy history note in there too. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is Jack and Wheat Ridge, KE0VH. Good evening to you, Jack. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Nothing more too much than what I was, when you turn off that other radio there, nothing more than what I was talking about a little bit earlier. Yeah, I am going to try to do a live stream tomorrow night, if at all possible. It just kind of depends on how long the day runs and so on and so forth. Had a great flight from Innsbruck, Austria to London Gatwick last night. You can go back and check that replay, and I have been putting up a lot of shorts as well on the channel there, so if you get a chance to view some of those. Let's see, what else astronomical wise? I love looking at the skies in the simulator because, man, they really map things out and make it pretty spectacular. It's just absolutely incredible what they're doing with some of the simulation software for flying as well, and seeing the night skies and what they look like at 30,000 feet or above at night. So pretty neat stuff. Anyway, Bernard, thanks for the net. Thanks for everybody participating here. We appreciate your use of SkyHub Link. And any questions anytime, please feel free to email.
I lost you there, Jack. Yeah, it cut you off right as you were going to say, I think you were going to say email you. And I don't know whether you're going to give your email address or not, but yeah, it cut out. It was kind of weird. It's been dropping, dropping a lot lately, but yeah, definitely. And for those of you who haven't seen any of Jack's, the software does render the night sky quite well in real time. So if he's got this, if he's got his simulator set up for real-time flight at night, it does render where the stars and the moon and everything is right where it's supposed to be. So for the date that he's flying on, so that's pretty neat. Jack, go ahead and give your email address if you want. Okay, all right, Jack. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is Paul, WA7GVL in Utah. Good evening to you, Paul. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Good evening to the net. I don't have a lot where I'm located in Utah, surrounded by fires, and the smoke is so thick I can barely see the mountains not far from my house. So, don't have a lot of night sky stuff. I'm a little frustrated trying to find a telescope to replace my telescope that was damaged when I moved here back in July of 21. There's not a lot of competition for Celestron now that Meade and Orion are gone. So it's a little bit frustrating. And it seems like they're out of stock on a lot of the things. So I'm wondering how solid even Celestron is. So that's all I've got, Chris. And everybody, have a good evening. Enjoy the dark sky. Everybody sends you City, Utah.
Okay, before I let's see, before I continue on, I just wanted to acknowledge a couple other check-ins. Ruben, KF0OUS, checking in via NetLogger. We got Eric, AI7TK, checking in via YouTube, and that looks like it's a new call on the list, I think. That actually looks kind of familiar. That might be a new call for you, Eric. Is that a new vanity call, or have you checked in before? Just let me know. You can post that over on YouTube if you used to have a different call there. But I do appreciate you checking in. If that is a new call, yeah, definitely post what your interest background in astronomy is over there, whether you're just starting out or you've been doing it for decades. I'll pass that along when I see it pop up. All right, where were we? Paul, yes, yeah, stay indoors. Yeah, we're getting some of that smoke as well here in Colorado as well. It seems to be getting worse and worse each day as the smoke drifts over towards us, making it a little bit difficult. We'll see what field day brings, because I'm going to be out in Strasbourg myself this weekend. Yeah, stay safe, and hopefully it won't detract too much health-wise or viewing-wise. Appreciate your comments, Paul. Appreciate you checking in tonight. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next two check-ins are over on YouTube. Mike, KO5AOK, and John, KJ7AGQ. Thanks for checking in tonight as well. Wait a second. Okay, maybe that is a new sign. Okay, I got, that's why it looked familiar. Both the, let's see, John, KJ7AGQ and AI7TK, you guys must be related. All right, well, welcome to the net. Down there, Eric. John, over on YouTube, if you've got anything for us tonight, you can post that over in the chat window, so appreciate that. So Mike and John on YouTube, yeah, definitely post. I do appreciate you guys checking in. Next, D. Michael, AF0SF, and Morrison. Good evening to you, D. Michael. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Good evening, Burnus, and everybody on the net. There really is a tremendous amount of to talk about generally in the astronomy field. I heard that SpaceX has decided to do a belly flop landing on the lunar surface. I think that's for several reasons, one of which is because we're going to want those horizontal positions for establishing a base up there. And so there's really actually a lot going on, and so the net just it just fills up so much space in my head with everything else that's been happening. You guys do such a great job of covering all the main events, and it's a lot of information. It really is to keep up with everything exopolitical even. We had a tremendous amount of movement on Capitol Hill with the disclosure movement. The Department of Defense or War Against has released a third tranche of photographs and videos and testimony. So we're not alone, folks. This is a post-disclosure age in America, so wherever you are politically, it's sort of a bipartisan issue. So that's a good thing for the astronomical community. KI0AR, AF0SF.
All right, D. Michael, yeah, lots of stuff out there, and we definitely can't cover that during the net, so we try to hit the high points for sure. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you sharing that with us. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is Fred up in Michigan, KF8FSQ. Good evening to you, Fred. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Hi, Bernard. Some of that. Thank you so much for putting everything on tonight and being out there every single week. I always appreciate hearing you out there and hearing the latest and greatest in astronomical news. I don't really have any comments for that, but I did think it was kind of funny. Somebody brought up on a different net that a lot of people aren't aware of the fact that we landed on the moon more than once. I had a little giggle with that, but thank you so much for doing that, Bernice. This is Kilo Foxtrot 8, Foxtrot Sierra, Quebec, Fred in Michigan. Back to you.
You bet, Fred. Yeah, flew around it quite a few times with either manned or several times with manned spacecraft and quite a few unmanned as well. Quite a few around and around. Yeah, 6 times landed on the moon. 12 men have stepped on the moon for sure. So I was there for all of that. So. And I'm sure a lot of the other guys were there for as well. Some of you not so much. Some of the younger guys on there may not have been around for that. But definitely appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list, let's see, was Dustin. I didn't get to talk to him. He checked in and out real quick on in Ohio, KD8EPC. I just pulled that up on my thing and saw that that was a new call. But he went so quick I didn't get to acknowledge that. But I do appreciate him checking in tonight for sure. Graham checked out. He's in Scotland. MM1DEA. I always like to hear Graham. He was having echo link problems, but I would like to have heard him on the air too. I was going to try to catch him pretty close to the beginning there. So we'll go down to Daniel on Highlands Ranch, KF0WXE. Good evening to you, Daniel. Daniel, what have you got for net tonight? Go ahead. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is Roy up in Oregon, KI7PKL. Good evening to you, Roy. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Good evening, Bruce, and everybody on the net. Well, you know, like I said last week, I tried a little too hard to make something happen, and I broke something. So I'm still waiting for that part. It's still on order. It should be here a few days from now, about the time that the moon comes back. So anyhow, I'm enjoying the blue sky this summer, and what can I say? Back to you, KI7PKL.
All right, Roy, appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Hopefully you'll get that part soon enough. Yeah, I was trying to set up my my new rig for FT8 and realized I didn't have a couple of cables, so I'll have to wait till Thursday to get those. So hopefully Amazon will deliver them by then and then start playing and get set up for field day. We'll see how that works. But yeah, I know how it is waiting for parts. I appreciate your comments and appreciate you checking in tonight. I look forward to seeing more of your picks as well. Next on the list is Ed in Broomfield, W6RDZ. Good evening to you, Ed. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
on for the history lesson, and I love those. I too am a student of the Apollo years, or a participant, or whatever. We're kind of you guys that are my age or a little older. You're a very thin slice of the population who can remember when Apollo was news and not history. So I think we kind of occupy a special place there. That being said, I'll get quick to observations. I did get out and attempt to see the obscuration of Venus by the moon, and I amazed myself with my little 35 by 7 binoculars that I was able to spot the little crescent moon, but I could not view Venus. So that I have to say was a failure. My son, however, using his little 6-inch telescope he built himself, he was able to observe the shoot, I can't remember the name of auscultation. I'm going to say that's not the right word. Anyway, it was fun shooting pictures though in the evening at sunset of the crescent moon, Venus, and have to break there. W6RDZ. W6RDZ back with the Colorado Astronomy Net. Just the last part of the observation there of the close spacing of those planets, I was not able to see Mercury. It was either too low behind a cloud on the horizon or too bright, or it's set. One of the two. That's everything I've got. W6RDZ back to mission control.
All right, Ed. Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, I did. So I did get to see barely through the occultation of Venus by the moon during the daylight. I was in my backyard. Definitely had to hide in the shade of the trees. I would have rather had a shade of a nice big building, but that worked. I did see the moon through the binoculars. I was able to see it with the naked eye to start. I couldn't see Venus with the naked eye, but I could see the moon. But when I stuck the binoculars on it, saw it just fine. Unfortunately, my eyepiece, my right eyepiece on my binoculars was loose and wiggly for a minute. And I was trying to figure out what was going on instead of being nice and tight. And I turned it a little bit to adjust it, and it fell off in my hand. So I'm wondering how I can replace that eyepiece. So I've got some work to do with binoculars. So I had to use the left one to see the occultation. But definitely want to get that binoculars repaired sometime in the future. But yeah, I did get to see it. I was totally clouded over for what happened in the evening on that day, actually, so I couldn't really see that. So you got to see that, and I got to see the other part. So there we go. Between the two of us, so I think we got it covered there, Ed. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Let's see. Jim in Virginia, new call on the list on YouTube. Had to check out KO4HUC. Hopefully we'll hear from him next time. Do appreciate that. So we'll skip down. Moy had to check out N5ZIQ down in Texas. So we'll go to Mark in Ohio, KC8FQV. Good evening to you, Mark. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Well, not a lot, but
yeah, I did see them launch that rock this morning out in Florida, but they didn't show everything. They, I guess X-Flight or X-Airline, they didn't want to show everything. Don't know why. When they were doing the launch, 6:57 or 6:53, I think is when it launched. Well, I watched some of it. So other than that, not much else are happening. Yeah, some nice W2JLS out in Stowe, Ohio. He helps you guys, and we're here tonight going through the Doylestown machine. So we have it on RF in northeast Ohio in the Akron and Canton area. So we'll send it back to net control, KC8 FQV.
All right, Mark, appreciate you sharing that with us. Glad you got to see the launch for sure. Appreciate your comments and appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list, well, let me see. You had a comment over there. Eric, which is first time, AI7TK. Eric, thanks for that. Let's see. First time check in. Friends of Galileo Astronomy Club, the FOG Astronomy Club. That's cool. Southwestern Washington, we have star parties on Mount St. Helens, where the dew collects on scope mirrors, just starting out with the hobby. Well, welcome to the hobby for sure, and amateur radio, both expensive hobbies. They can be. You can put as little or as much money as you want into it, and you will enjoy them both thoroughly there. So Eric, appreciate you posting that over on YouTube. And again, welcome to the net. Caleb in Lafayette, KF0UPB. Good evening to you, Caleb. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next over on YouTube, Patrick, K9NOC. Let's see. Congrats on the new call sign. So thanks for posting that and let me know over there. If you've got any questions, comments, you can definitely post over on YouTube there. But thanks for checking in tonight. Appreciate that. Next on the list, Rick up in Ontario. VA3RKL. Good evening to you, Rick. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Oh, okay, I see he popped out again. All right, let's see. Well, I do appreciate him checking in from Canada there. Next on the list, Nick up in Ohio checked in and out, KD8SLG. So thanks for that. Next on the list, Roger, KF0SMD. Good evening to you, Roger. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. I gotta remember to put down YouTube check-ins, at least marked it here over in the net logger there. Oh, let's see. Next on the list, Robert in Texas, AA5AH. Good evening to you, Robert. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Doug in Parker, KOK0ATP. Good evening to you, Doug. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Good evening, Burness and to the net. Thank you very much for doing all that you do, KSRAPP here. I'd like to thank John, WJLS, for his historical analysis of the space program. And that's the reason why I come here to the Colorado Astronomy Net, because there's so many people with such a knowledge base of the things that I remember clear back to the early 60s. The space program and why it's important. But not much going on at HBCheck. I've not been doing a lot of celestial observation or photography. I've been changing things out in the shack with new people and stuff, so if you can hear me, it's a miracle. So anyway, thanks, Burness, and I really enjoy being part of this net, and thank you very much for you and everyone on the net tonight. So I'll pass it back to the next control case or PP 70.
All right, Doug. Yeah, appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. And yeah, I can definitely agree with you. I like hearing what you guys are sharing with the rest of the net and what your interests are in astronomy. It's a wide open field with lots of different interests and things like that. So I'm glad everybody, that's what I open up so everybody can share with the net what their interests in astronomy are, because you know, we're all different. We all have what we like, and and I'm glad we get to share it with everybody. So do appreciate that. Appreciate your comments and checking in tonight. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is Ruben KF0OUS in Weldona. Good evening to you, Ruben. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Okay, next on the list, Eric in Washington, AI7TK over on YouTube. Pass along your comments there, Eric. Again, welcome to the net. I do appreciate that. For those of you who do have call signs and computers, you may want to check out the Echolink and All-Star and connect into Skyhub Link system, skyhublink.com. I did post that over on YouTube there, because definitely like to hear your voices as well. So easy enough to figure out if you're on YouTube. You can even do it from your phone. Been there and done that. At least the iPhone I know has an Echolink app for an iPhone. Not sure about what is the other one. Androids, that's right. It might probably has Androids on there too. And I can do it through my iPad as well. I've done it from different places on my walks and from hospital rooms. Some of you have done it on the road. as well, so do appreciate that. Either from hotel rooms, for sure. I've checked in on my own net from hotel rooms. I haven't run them there, but anywhere you got a decent internet connection, you can definitely connect into SkyHub Link. Any of the SkyHub Link systems, anytime during the day or night for that matter, and see who you might hear. For sure. So I definitely like to hear you guys on the air here. So just remember that. Ha ha. All right, we are at the bottom of the list and just about the top of the hour. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'm going to let this thing reset, see if there are any more check-ins, and soon see if there are any more check-ins, and then if not, we'll wrap up the net. All right, before I wrap up the net, I'll see if there's anybody else with any other last minute questions, comments, or late check-ins. If you are a late check-in, please call with your call sign phonetically twice. Anybody else? Questions, comments, late check-ins, please call KI0AR now.
Whiskey Niner, Bravo Papa Zulu. Whiskey Niner, Bravo Papa Zulu.
Okay, good evening to you, Don, up in Fort Collins. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead. W9, BPZ.
Hey, Ernest, I've just been enjoying hearing you tonight. I don't have anything to add of my own, but just want to say thank you again for running this net for us. Over.
All right, Don, thanks for that. I do appreciate it. Yeah, I do enjoy running the net. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing it for 30 years. There you go. But yeah, do appreciate your comments and appreciate you checking in tonight. Anybody else? Questions, comments, late check-ins before I go ahead and wrap up the net for this evening? Please call KI0AR now.
Control, Kilo, Lima, 7, Foxtrot, Romeo, Nikki and Willow, Alaska. I'll be in and out. Thanks for a great night. KL7FR, in and out.
All right, Mike, great to hear you up in Alaska there. Appreciate you checking in tonight. KL7FR, thanks for checking in and appreciate your comments there. No worries. All right, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the net for this evening. I'd like to thank the 27 check-ins for checking in tonight and the new check-ins over on YouTube, especially appreciate those. So thanks for that. Hopefully we'll hear from everybody next Tuesday night for another session of the Colorado Astronomy Net at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. I'd like to thank the Rocky Mountain Radio League for the use of their repeater systems. Also, I'd like to thank the SkyHub Link group for the use of their systems as well. SkyHubLink.com for all the different ways that you can connect into the net. So do appreciate that. With that, I will say 73 and keep looking up. This is KI0AR. I'm clear.
TV1 PZ.
KB1TZS. Good evening. This is KI0AR. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you could give me a radio check on this node here. Made some changes, and hopefully everything's good.
You are solid copy into the SkyHub Link system. No problems there. So you're solid copy and then got a good strong signal.
Hey, Roger, thanks for getting back to me. Appreciate it. And I'll let you get going. I got to get to bed here. I just been playing around with this all night long, trying to solve a problem. So looks like I got it solved. Anyways, thanks for your help, and hope to run into you again. KB1T7.
You bet. Yeah, I posted that. Let's see. Yeah, name here is Bernice. I run the Colorado Astronomy Net at 7 p.m. Mountain Time on Tuesday nights. So I just wrapped that up. So if you have any interest in astronomy, definitely check us out. Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Mountain Time. So that'd be 9 p.m. your time. Great bunch of guys. Talk a lot about interesting stuff. If you're interested in space, rocket launches, what's up there, looking at the planets, stars, what have you, definitely feel free to join us. This is KI0AR. I'm clear.
Good evening from the Rocky Mountain Radio Links K1